So what you're going to do is take oil that coats the bottom of the pan. Now don't panic, breathe out.
I know, it was a lot.
This is not a medicinal macrobiotic cooking class. Get over it. It's not a lot of oil.
No?
No.
It's perfect.
So you basically want to sear it.
Sort of. You can cook tofu this way, in a shallow amount of oil, and it will stick to the pan every single time. You can move to non-stick pans, and if you have parakeets, they'll die from the outgassing. So I don't advise that. Although Cuisinart does make what's called a green non-stick pan that doesn't outgas and is supposed to be perfectly safe, and I have one and they're okay, but they're very unsatisfying to cook in. If you really want to cook well, you need a stainless steel pan that challenges you a little, because you can't really brown or sear or fry well in a non-stick. Because non-stick means it doesn't brown, it doesn't stick. You need something to stick a little.
What about iron pans?
Cast iron pans are great and they never stick. They're fabulous. But we don't have one because this is an induction burner, we can't use it. If you have an induction stove, you're kind of screwed, you gotta use induction pans. And induction burners are weird. Like if you move that pan and put your hand on that burner, it's cold, although it's hot. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird energy. But
Is this still a medium? Excuse me. Is that medium?
yes, for a stew like this, thank you, that's a good point. For a stew like this, he's like, I'm the teacher's pet. You want to bring your stew to a boil over medium to medium-low heat. If you bring it to a high rolling boil and then lower it and simmer it, you'll have a delightful bowl of baby food. If you do it over medium heat, listen for the sizzle, which won't be real high, and lower it, you'll have a stew of vegetables that are tender but hold together. It's a huge difference.
Is that in the stuff we're getting?
Yeah,
Email?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. What do you think I would?
We'll just don't color.
You think I'd stiff you? You can email me too. Now you'll all have my email address, and it's not a porn site. It's redheaded Hotmail. So, you know what I'm saying? All right. So, a lot of people marinate their tofu because everyone thinks tofu tastes like nothing, but it doesn't. Tofu tastes like nothing. When I first started cooking this way, and my husband introduced me to tofu, I put it on my cutting board, and I just stood there literally for an hour doing this. I don't know what I thought it was going to do, but it didn't do it. So, then I decided after 2 years of not eating oil that I needed to fry things again. I didn't eat oil for 2 years. You think a couple of months is
Did it
rough?
help you?
It did. Well, I got better. You know, I got better. But 2 years is too long to go without oil. All joking aside, most of our nutrients are also fat soluble, more than 80% of them. So after 3 months, at the most, at the outside, you need to bring oil back into the picture. You won't lose weight anymore if you stop eating oil. I know that sounds very paradoxical, but with oil, you eat less. You're more satisfied, right? But you kind of need 6 to 8 weeks to roto-rooter your system, get everything out of there and rebuild, right? So one day, I was doing the thing that I always tell my students not to do, which is talk on the phone like this while I was cooking dinner. And I was about to pan-fry tofu, and I was on the phone with my best friend, Mary, and I thought, oh, there's not enough oil in here, so I went to pour more oil in, and I poured in soy sauce instead. And I said, oh man, I'm screwed. And she said, no, see what happens. So what happens is it sizzles a little. Look, everybody steps back. Oh, you're all comfortable in the kitchen? You just added water to oil, so it's going to do that. But you've now just seasoned your tofu. You also, with the little bubbles of water, made an atmosphere in which the tofu won't stick. I didn't invent anything brilliant. I had no idea it was going to happen that way. So, it's just spitting. It does it spits. It's also going to spit when you put the tofu in. So now your tofu goes in.
Why is that tofu so firm?
This is extra firm tofu. This is brilliant tofu.
And was it already drained or?
It came in this little pouch, right?
This will be medium high, right?
Shoyu and soy sauce are the same thing. Shoyu and soy sauce are the same thing. So, you can do this and just fry your tofu this way. What you will find happens is, could you just grab me a fork in one of those containers? what you'll find happen is, see how these two pieces of tofu stuck? When the tofu is golden, when it's ready to go, it'll release itself, just like that. Again, the soy sauce creates like a little bubble of air. And then you just turn it when it's colored. It takes on the soy sauce color and its flavor, right? You're not off the hook. You're not just going to stand there and watch. She's like, right, she did it. I'm all good. All right, so the other thing you can do is season your oil with other things.
And that's
Right?
cooked?
Yeah, tofu's already cooked.
I cooked it way too long.
Cook it way too long.
Do you boil it first?
No. Why would I do that? I want it to taste like something. I don't want it to be dead.
But I thought,
Tempeh, some people boil a little bit to take the flavor a little bit down, but I don't agree with that either because it's fermented. The more you cook it, the less fermentation you have left.
I thought that there could be a lot of bacteria that isn't so beneficial
It's
health-wise.
tofu. You mean bacteria like salmonella?
I don't know.
Botulism?
I don't know. I mean, I have a friend
No.
who's a professional chef, and they taught her to
No.
boil it first.
No. The only time you want to boil tofu first is if you're just going to serve it with a dipping sauce and nothing else. Now, if you want to glaze your tofu and make it sort of crusty and have a little bit of sweet and savory, you also add this to the mix. This is brown rice syrup, just a touch. Now at home, to this I usually now add curry powder or cayenne or something to give me some spice.
Is that sweet, the brown rice?
Yep, tastes similar to, not just like, similar to honey.
Okay.
And I
Okay?
notice you haven't stirred a thing yet.
No, I don't stir anything.
You
Well,
don't
I mean you
stir
can, but you know. Now I'll take a wooden spoon. Now what you want to do is take your oil, your soy sauce, and your rice syrup over like a medium heat, and now you do stir. Now you try to combine. There's also recipes that are coming to you in your handout that have this in it. You see how it's starting to bubble a bit?
Why are you using a wooden spoon?
Why do we use wooden spoons?
So it doesn't scratch the pan.
Doesn't melt, doesn't scratch the pan, why else? Doesn't conduct any heat up.
Okay.
You're never going to get in trouble with a wooden spoon.
What heat are we on right there? You know?
Well, on this one, it's a
Normally.
5, medium high.
high, okay.
You want to be on like a medium high. So now, you're going to come over here and
Has that
slice your
started boiling
tofu.
yet? Wait a minute. Is that boiling?
You're going to slice some tofu and lay it in here and fry it. Turn it once and fry it. Yep.
Boiling.
See this?
Yeah.
But you see how it's not like, there's not bubbles everywhere. It's just a nice, so now we can lower it.
Any
Take
smell?
it down to about a
Smell?
3. Can you smell it?
No.
Smell it.
Ooh, it smells great.
Yeah. There's nothing in here. There's nothing in here but veggies. Well, not nothing. There's veggies in here. All right, so now we'll let it cook 15, 20 minutes. Very
And it won't
nice.
burn? I mean, it won't stick? It won't
might.
burn?
With any luck? With any luck, I'm good at what I do and it won't stick or burn. See, you gotta get that look off your face when you cook. You gotta get that look off your face of, is it gonna burn? What's the worst that could happen?
It'll be burned.
It'll be burned. Exactly. Yeah. But see, what's happening is a syrup's creating in here. You might want to turn with that. Now just flip your pieces. Now while she's doing her tofu, you can do tempeh exactly the same way. The difference between tofu and tempeh is fermented and for some people easier to digest. Right, we're going to talk a lot about soy when I do the soy class on whatever morning it is. I keep getting the morning wrong. That one. Oh, hi, John. Little easier for some people. Women seem to like tofu better than men do. Men seem to go, ooh, tofu, I can't wait. And women love tofu. See that beautiful color she got though, so fast? Pop it in here. Who else wanted to get their tofu to not break apart?
You're not supposed to have tofu